Hey there, everybody. This is Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgoth of Holle, and Dark Templar, and we are Initiative 0, and we are still playing Rifts, the Devouring Swarm. We're so glad you could join us again. If you like what you see and or hear, hit that subscribe button. Hit like, leave comments down below. Comments actually help increase the rating of our show on YouTube, so putting those comments in there really helps us, as do the likes and the subscriptions. But one of the best ways you can help us is by sharing it out. If you know people like this sort of thing, use social media, let people know we exist. That'd be great. And the more people we have following us, subscribing to us, well, eventually that means the more we can actually do with this channel and really turn it into something. So we really appreciate that. For those people who visit us in our Discord regularly, we love you. Keep those comments coming, and we hope to see more after this episode. Teku, Golgi, Vahilo, DT, how are we doing?
I said that everything was going to work out for the best, and I was correct.
Through no fault of your own.
And
exactly. Thank you for recognizing that.
What an optimist.
What an amount of hubris that is there.
Hey. Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's where we're at. and so when we last left, you guys were basically under a mechanic shop in kind of a secret area room where the former mayor and a couple of his buddies have been hiding out. And you began the recovery. You got Gotrek and Sir Luke out of their respective comas, and then you guys spent the night basically meditating, regaining ISP, PPE, using healing touches to try to heal things here. The healer had used an increased healing on both Sir Luke and Gotrek, and doubled their rate of healing for the next little while. Gotrek still got, 2 more days of increased healing, which should see his SDC get back to full pretty quickly, almost full after today. So, provided he doesn't lose any more. So what are you guys doing? You are in this underground area. It is breakfast the next morning. You are sharing some stores here with the people that have been hiding out under here. There are basically 7 of you down here now. It's a little bit more crowded than when there were just the 3 of them. So what are you guys doing?
So, well, inventory. Describe who's here. Like, we've got the mayor, but who else is here? And the doctor, of course.
The mayor, the doctor, and one of the mayor's associates.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any abilities?
No, he's just
combats?
a dude. He's just a dude. You also have the two guys in the mechanic shop upstairs. Again, the mechanic shop can... they have eclipse that they can supply you, and they can recharge them. They just don't have any weapons to put them in. They have some storage of like food and the like down here as well.
Well, if we go back in time, you'll remember that Sir Luke once referred to himself as a weapon, so I'm pretty sure if we start shoving him full of eclipse, he'll be ready to go.
So that.
Okay.
That didn't turn out so well.
Yeah, and that could be an uncomfortable walk around town. So, here you are. You're eating quietly. Go ahead, there, Gotrek.
I want to find out too, like with this building, are they prepared to kind of treat it as a bunker and kind of defend their position if they have to, from all these people in the town? Like, are there spots on the top floor that you can kind of use as like a little, to shoot out of, all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you kind of case the area when you have the time to move around, and it's really just an auto garage. So you could probably find some little nooks and stuff that would let you fire and stuff, but it's really not built for that. It's an auto garage. That said, you had correctly recognized last time that you guys using psychic and magic abilities could attract the dog boys and or Psy Stalkers in the group. So,
well, I assume for the purposes of our rounds of healing, we would use one of the normal mechanic workers to just kind of take a quick walk and make sure they weren't at hand and giving us the all clear before we started.
Yeah, that's right. You guys...
It's not a perfect system, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, and you're also
As long as
underground as well, so it's
Yeah.
not like you're right out in the
Yeah.
open. So
And as long as you don't start rolling to see, who detects who, I'm sure we'll be fine.
they just detect you. It's whether or not they can track you. That's what we roll for. Yeah, but their range is limited to a few hundred feet, and of course you're also below the surface, so that can interrupt some stuff. And they'd have to be knowing to look where you're looking, right? They'd have to be roaming the streets. So, which they probably have, but not necessarily these streets. They don't necessarily know where you went. And there's only a handful of people that can detect psychic and magic energy. So there you are. You are finishing up some breakfast, which is, they're provisions. They're not really top quality food here, but it's better than an empty stomach. So, plans, thoughts. What are you guys doing?
So, who else in the town is capable of fighting?
The mayor says, well, anybody can shoot a gun. We just need to get them in their hands. Quentin is well, he killed the former sheriff and his deputy and took over. So the most skilled fighter we had was gunned down in the streets. Thankfully, you've eliminated that crazy, because he was very unpredictable.
Okay, so we know he's
Tell me
gone, but
about it.
what are the capabilities? You've been here the longest. You have the most familiarity with him. What are the capabilities? We know that Quentin is at least a partial cyborg. We know the girl, is a psychic. We don't know what kind of psychic. The redhead, he's a pyro. He's pyro or whatever it is. And then there are a bunch of the rest, right? So can you tell us what the capabilities of the girl? What kind of psychic is she? Do you know?
So the assistant to the mayor there, the associate, he pushes his glasses up his nose and pulls out a notepad and starts flipping through. He says, by our count, an estimation, there were about nearly 30 of them. There is Quentin, who is he seems to be some sort of, he's a partial conversion cyborg. He's a headhunter. And then there's his woman, Sweet Sue, who, from what we can tell, has the ability to control electricity and water and fire, as well as, she roams around in almost nothing. She walked through the flames of burning houses when they first came here. And she can read minds and read auras, sense fear, and kill people just by looking at them. That's Sue. Red is a burster. He's a very powerful pyrokinetic. And Fast Hands was a crazy. You managed to take him down very fast, very strong, always challenging people to fights and the like. And of their inner circle, then the last one is Milton, who is a giant of sorts. I think there's something wrong with him. His skin's very warded and lumpy and looks to be covered in growths and things. Perhaps some sort of mutant giant. But he can breathe fire. And he's very strong and can destroy buildings just on his own. Not very smart, though. But they, after Quentin took over as mayor, says the mayor, they staged an election and Milton was elected mayor. He mostly just lords over people from the offices and roams around giving bad advice. And then the assistant flips some more pages in his notebook and says, we count, in addition to them, 22 others that work under them. There's a sort of humanoid rat DB that seems to be a techno wizard. There's 2 dog boys, both bloodhounds. We've seen them eat a person, tear him to shreds. 2 full conversion cyborgs and a partial conversion cyborg. 3 juicers, a psi stalker, 3 scouts of sorts, wilderness rangers, and 5 more headhunters, all partial conversion. In addition to that, they have an armored unit of 2 Samson power armor and 2 Triax X10 Predators. And he flips the booklet closed. That's what we've been able to gather.
All right, then.
Nothing about this is good.
Yeah.
Why, says the mayor. Surely Fast Hands was one of the most powerful of the whole group. You took him out.
Were it up to me, I'd almost rather leave him there as an unstable element to see if he would, again, go off and do damage to his own side. The juicers I'm a little interested in playing with. Because if I can get the drop on them, I might be able to set them wild just the same.
May I suggest that you get rid of the magic users, or those who can sniff out magic?
Oh, I think getting rid of the dog boys and the psi stalker is definitely a great first step.
I agree. Then the psychic.
Their psychic,
Yes.
I don't care for at all.
Sue needs to go.
Well, who wants to play bait?
Well, I feel like
do so.
that might come down to me. But you guys got to make sure that you come in fast because I'm not getting out of there very fast.
Well, what do you mean by bait? I mean, one of the things we need to be careful of is them coming in mass, right? The idea is that we should probably take them out one at a time if we can.
Agreed. So then have someone as be the bait to lure them into an unsuspecting place and then take care of them.
I think it might be better away from this place specifically, but lie in wait.
They do patrols, right?
Wait for them to come by when numbers are not on their side. Hit and fade. I hate to suggest just outright lethal force, but that's the only thing that's going to really resolve this in a meaningful way. I don't see them leaving of their own volition.
The mayor's number guy speaks up there and says, well, if that's the case, you're going to need weapons.
Right? We're
And
going to need weapons.
The only place to get the weapons are in the jail.
Yeah, the sheriff's office. I'm assuming
Some of the guns
cyberknight,
on my robot vehicle still work.
No, that's true.
your robot vehicle is not very subtle.
Nope.
I'd suggest, he says, that being a cyberknight, you can probably get into a locked box that has a bunch of weapons stored in it.
Yeah, the idea of getting there and getting it is not the problem. It's a matter of making sure they don't see us, and that's the issue.
If only one of you could turn invisible, then you might have something.
A cyberknight is a little less subtle than a invisible wizard.
What wizard?
That's you,
I'm not a wizard.
mage.
You'll have to forgive the colloquialism.
Fair enough.
Well, even then, I mean, we've got things that can detect magic, so we'd have to kind of lure them away. Maybe you could do a diversion.
And that's where the distraction, I think, comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I can set up shop somewhere, again, away from here, away from the jail, depending on who and what wanders by. I mean, if it's one of those bots, I'm not going to be able to do a whole hell of a lot to it. I can annoy it. I'm real good at that. But as far as bringing it down, that's something else entirely.
Can I make a different suggestion?
Which bots are we talking about? Says the mayor.
Those Samsons.
Oh, the power armor.
Yeah, I think we should get the power armor off those guys. That way, at least you guys are not frail.
I mean, it's not
Mayor,
subtle,
Mayor,
but it would work.
do you have anyone that can pilot power armor?
Well, I'm even less inclined to pilot is to destroy it. If we know where they park it each night, then we can maybe sabotage it.
And the mayor's
It's
like,
just weird.
there's, as far as piloting power armor in the town, I'm sure that the mechanics can pilot it and at least to move it around, but I don't know if they can fight in it. If only somebody had telemechanics and could wear power
I
armor.
was going to say, two of
Oh
us
yeah,
are probably more than well
That's-
suited to dealing with this.
Well,
that's
Gotrek can't wear
that's a
power armor.
given. No, because I don't fit in it.
Yeah.
Well,
Where do
With-
they park
with
it?
my- Sorry, with my telemechanics, could I kind of program like a self-destruct into it so
You
that the
could,
next time it's powered up, it self-destructs?
yeah, you could. Well, that's not. You could. With telemechanics, you can control the robot within its ability, right? So any sort of restructuring of it or reprogramming of it would require skills. Telemechanics
Right.
can give you a skill percentage to do things like that, but your action would have to be done as you would normally do it, right? So the telemechanics, well, you could activate a self-destruct if there is one. You could.
Like I guess I'm just kind of thinking about like basically booby trapping it.
If
So
you
the
wanna-
second somebody goes in it,
If you would want to booby trap it, you would want to be using your robot electronics or robot mechanics. I mean, you could use telemechanics to give yourself an 80% for those, right? As
Okay.
opposed to whatever they might be. But you couldn't just accomplish it because you have telemechanics.
so I'd have to sneak up there in the dark, rewire it overnight, and then leave.
Yeah, and a suit of power armor will be freestanding wherever they happen to store their power armor.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we should find out where they store their power armor.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where they store the power armor?
The mayor shakes
mayor
his
and
head, and the numbers guy says, "From what we can tell, it's just stored wherever they happen to be sleeping. If the house had a garage, they leave it in the garage and lock things up. They feel pretty confident
tend to
considering
move
they feel pretty confident considering one would need access codes to actually access the power armor.
do they tend to move around? Or do they sleep in the same place?
That I don't know.
But it's not like it's secured within a compound with armed guards or anything like that.
No, considering that it would be very difficult for somebody to steal. And, yeah, especially if they have it already locked in a place out of sight. Nobody's going to even know it's there.
Right.
Well,
Well, maybe if your
We've-
people are just kind of in the town, maybe they can kind of see where it goes and then communicate that to us.
we've also got ways of finding things on our own.
Mm-hmm.
But those power armor are going to be a bit of a problem. The Borgs themselves, they're also going to be a pretty big problem.
And the doctor speaks up. Well, luckily, psionics work on people, and Borgs are still people, and the people inside the power armor are still people.
Turn
This
off
is
the
true.
brains.
Very much depends on how squishy those brains are. And it's also a lot of brains. But
Well, one at a
we are
time,
getting
pick them off.
one at a time under optimal circumstances. Again, if they all come in at once,
No,
there's
I
no
agree.
amount of snow globes that are going to fix that.
No, I agree with that.
So again, staying hidden, moving around, hitting and fading. I think that's our best move. We have no explosives on us, which is, I mean, all well and fine, I guess, because we don't want to level the town while we're here. But we also have to consider their responses. Because if we start picking them off and they turn on the town and they start leveling half the place, that's not exactly the stated goal.
Let's be
Maybe,
real. I don't think they care about leveling the place.
Well, that's my point. There's going to
yeah.
there's going to be a cutoff where once we take enough of them, they'll turn those guns to the town just as well as us.
Well, maybe it's a thing where we shouldn't be doing this in the town. Maybe we should. They go on patrols, right?
And we don't have the mobility to outrun dog boys. We don't have the mobility to run out or to outrun flying suits of armor.
Okay, well then let's talk about what needs to go first. I mean, the armor, the dog boys, anything that could track us, right? Eliminate them,
Mm-hmm.
and then move.
If that psychic presents a soft target, we can down that psychic just as well.
Yeah,
Same with their
yeah,
casters.
and then move outside. The other issue might be a matter of getting rid of the inner circle. That might be enough to cause some dissent as well. So it
Well,
might not even be a matter.
that's
Sorry,
it.
go
I
ahead.
mean, if we can leverage Red's interest in taking over, I mean, if they're willing to turn guns on each other, all the better for us.
Did you relay to them, Portland, what Red said he wanted?
Yeah,
I did relate to them, yeah.
Okay. So basically that's taking out...
Take out the sheriff and the psychic.
Yeah.
So, again, a partial conversion cyborg probably won't go down in a single shot. Unfortunately.
And the doctor
No,
pipes up. Doctor pipes up, well, it depends where you shoot him.
I don't know the nature of his conversion.
Well, you
I
do
mean,
know
he's
from your
got a
encounters with him
squishy
that
head.
he... Yeah, you do know from your encounters with him the only visible bionics he has are his arms.
Well, then he's got a rather squishy collection of parts, making the job a little bit easier.
But he'll probably be wearing armor, I'd imagine. But again, he wasn't wearing a helmet.
Well, so again, we'll just have to see. We'll play it by ear. We have to be smart with the selection of our targets. We can't just rush off half-cocked.
I'll just kind of look away kind of sheepishly.
And now, what do you think the odds are that we start picking these guys off, and then they just decide that they're going to get out of town? Do you think that's in the cards at all, or do you think we have to get rid of all of them?
Well, I'm hoping that they'll buckle under the weight of their own poor choices once their leadership gets cut off. My only concern at that point is that they're going to run off with our shit at the same time.
Well, maybe, but I mean, they might also just be more interested in just taking off because if the leaders are killed, I mean, usually, the others are kind of cowardly,
I don't dispute
historically.
that. My concern is that they're going to empty the gun locker and take our shit with them.
No,
as they do it.
I hear you. It's just they might be more in interest in escaping than looting at
Well,
that point. But who knows?
Depends on the
You might be right.
circumstances.
Yeah.
So I think almost setting up a hunting blind to wait and see what goes by, with Portland in reserve, waiting to get into that gun locker as soon as he's able. I mean, I don't personally know exactly what you're capable of. Do you think you can rip into that thing once you're there? The gun locker, holding the rest of our weapons. I don't know what kind of magics you have. I know you've got cannonballs. I'll give you that much.
Yeah, I don't think I can rip that open.
I mean,
See, I could probably get it open, but I'm kind of conspicuous.
I can probably, if there's a lock, maybe I can find a key for it or pick it or something. But other than that, I can't rip it open.
when our stuff was secured, we would have seen what kind of locker this was. What are we dealing with here?
Yeah, it was a lockbox that had a built-in lock. So, keyed lock.
Was it built into that space, or could it be, say, I don't know, levitated out of there?
You might be able to move it. It looked like it was made out of metal, so it'd be very heavy probably, and you know the weight of all the weapons that you guys put into it and your armor, right? So it's probably pretty heavy.
Well,
but
yeah,
it
that's
could
the
be
issue.
levitated
Okay.
out, but you just don't know how heavy it is. So.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work. Well, I mean, if Luke and Portland can work their way in, Portland makes a damn sight better of a scout than I do. And Luke, if you're confident,
If there are dog boys around when I go there, they'll magic.
We need to get the trackers away.
well, I'm
So-
hoping that's what the hunting blind is for, because once somebody drops, we'll have to book it pretty well.
Okay. This is our first plan.
I mean, that's just a rough idea at this point.
I thought the original plan was to take them out one by one.
Well, this is that, but at the point where they respond to me taking one of them out, they're obviously going to respond to that specific area. I'm going to be running my ass out of there. But at the point where there's a little bit of confusion, that's when there might be an opening at the jail. And that's where we might get our crap back.
Okay.
I mean, if you get there and there's dog boys hanging out, pick your moment. And if that's not it, that's not it.
Sure. Okay,
But if in the confusion there's a gap, well,
okay.
And the mayor's associate there speaks up and says, well, you could also just take out Quentin and take his keys.
well,
That would be easy too.
also worth consideration.
Well, let's figure out something.
Well,
It depends on where the pawns are on the board.
he is squishy and as much as I'm not a huge fan of the rocks are effective.
Just watch out for that psychic.
Okay.
I tend to handle myself with a bit of a code of ethics. I'm getting the sense that she doesn't.
I feel like I'm giving a green light right now.
I could sense the excitement in your
I'm being real clear in my
This is Avengers. This is the Avengers.
intelligently.
Oh,
This is the
man.
Avengers Hulk smash moment. Yes.
Choose
man.
your targets intelligently, please.
Oof, I will. Don't worry. I just want you to know, like, this sounds like a green light. Y'all be, okay.
If you can get the gear, get it. If the best you can do is add another skull to the pile, you know what? That's also not the worst thing.
This sounds like a definite green light. I'm really gonna do, like, the neck crack, the finger crack afterward.
Okay.
And I'll look to the mayor and say, As far as hunting blinds, what would you recommend? Bearing in mind that having a couple different exit strategies would really help me along.
And the mayor looks at you a little confused. And the numbers guy says to him, he's using a metaphor. It's like, oh.
Oh, my stars.
Says, if you're looking for places where you can ambush people,
That would be it.
I'm not much of a strategist for that, but I don't know. Would roofs work?
That's a good start. Point of elevation where I can see them and I'm less visible would be a good place to set up shop.
But you would still want something that can fire at range.
That would be me.
Oh, he says. And then the numbers guy says, what about alleys?
Alleys are not a bad place to start either. So, if you've got a spot in mind that won't bring too much attention to this particular neck of the woods, but gives me a couple of ways out. Again, hit and fade.
And the mayor
Those are the
says,
sorts of spots I'm looking for.
alleys and rooftops on the other side of town.
So we have to
Okay.
get all the way across town.
Well,
Well,
those would
I
be
have
the
to
places
anyway.
I can think of that are the
Yeah.
going to draw the least attention to here.
Yeah, we don't want them to be focusing on this area.
Oh, absolutely.
Although ideally, we could like to focus on a few areas.
My final thought is, what can you tell us about these patrols? How do they move around in this town? And outside of it? I assume
No.
their Samsons will take off every so often.
And Samson's ground based.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the predators that are air based.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, the numbers guy flips through his book and says, "Yeah, the predator power armor seems to do circuits over top of the town now and then. Probably at a decent height enough to get a good view. Samson's mostly stay near the gate.
But they don't need to stay near the gate.
Well, they are mobile, yeah. Yeah, the rest of the patrols, they just seem to wander. Different groups go on patrol while other ones get some time to rest, but they just seem to wander up and down the streets. When they see another patrol, they kind of just go a different direction.
Okay. So I'm going to try and set up shop away from this mechanic shop and away from the gate.
Okay. So let's presume the gate is on the northern side of the town. You're looking at like the southwest side of town.
Sounds good.
Cool. These guys are on the east.
So I'll set up over there. I don't know what kind of alarm they're going to raise, if any, but if you see them starting to run in that direction, you know what's up.
Okay. Cool. Portland, you're going toward where Quentin is, the sheriff?
I guess so.
Okay. Sir
Well,
Luke?
I was going to say what we could do is if I don't know. I was going to say that possibly I could distract Quentin, where he's focused on me, because I'm not going to be able to hide. Well, I can, but not very well.
I stick him, brainwash him, blow his head off. Got you.
I don't know that you need to brainwash them necessarily.
Yeah, but I kind of want to.
Oh, okay. Well, you do you.
Sound good? Let's roll.
Gotrek,
I mean,
what are you doing?
I say
What-
that with an actively wavering voice because I really do hate that sort of shit. But, whatever.
Well, as you guys are making all this plan, what are you wanting me to do? I'm gonna stick out like a sore thumb. I can't get out anywhere very quickly, and there aren't any really weapons here for me to start swinging around.
Well, You know what? There is a robot vehicle that you probably could.
Yeah, I thought you
Well,
guys said that wasn't very
That's
conspicuous.
well, if we're talking distractions, I mean, there are other vehicles in town. Why can't you use your telemechanics and make them go haywire?
Well, I was wanting to go out at night and try and rewire some of those power armors. If I can find out wherever they're locked in the garage or that sort of thing.
well, it's probably worth doing this sort of thing at night anyway.
But if I
Gives a
can
bit
if
more
I can
cover.
if I can get to my robot vehicle and if I hear that you guys aren't doing too well and I see some of that armor making its way to you, I can definitely start firing. It would kind of be a last resort in the town, but it's something that might save you guys.
Well, if we were to do this at night, I look at the mayor and the numbers guy. Like, where does Quentin and I presume Sue? Where do they sleep?
Everything that we have, says the numbers guy, is in the sheriff's in the living quarters of the sheriff's office upstairs.
Well, at least we know where they'll be.
And what's the recon of the sheriff's office? How well is it secured, protected, watched?
Oh, we know that doesn't matter.
Well, he
Why even,
says
why even bother with reconning it? You know how we work.
Yeah.
No, just from the guys that you have in town.
well, the numbers guy says it's got locks on the doors, and you do have your armed leader of this mercenary group sleeping there, so who has bionic implants. Yeah, it's also a place that contains some cells to detain people, so there's that as well, but he would have access to everything that he owns there. So, but there's nothing
Is there-
particular about the building.
Is there a building across? Like, if it's on the top floor, which is, I presume it's a 2-story building, right?
Well,
That's
that
right.
part of the town we've been to, so
Yeah.
we would know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. It's on the corner.
Was-
It's
okay. Was there any building across that would be a good vantage point? Because I'm thinking, if we get up there while they're sleeping, that might be the best time to take them both out.
It's true. Like vantage point wise, you would need ranged weapons to make use of a vantage point across the street.
You mean like a rock?
Yeah, something like a rock. Yeah.
Because we know they go through walls really well.
And they all just kind of look at each other.
I'm just grinning.
I don't feel good about this, but it is what it is.
Well,
So tonight we'll set up. That doesn't mean this goes down tonight, but
No. So you want me to go with Portland to make sure that he's safe and while he's able to do his thing?
yeah. Godrich, if you're able to find where those suits end up sleeping, and you can set them to blow or take them out of commission, that wouldn't be the worst thing.
Yeah, like I said, I'm short, I'm fat, I don't run very good, so if I'm in trouble, I might not make it back in the morning.
all the great qualities. I'm short, I'm fat, and I'm slow. So
Yeah.
I guess this is
And you-
goodbye.
Which means he's the
okay,
only
you-
one that's...
You
He's the
you
only one
hide
who
real
survives
well,
this.
right? Like your
Well, I
stealth
can see in the
second to
dark
none.
pretty good. I mean, like, I don't know, if you guys have a shovel, I could maybe just dig a tunnel under those power armors and then, like, we just Italian job it and just dig a hole up. It falls in the hole and then we
Yeah.
cover the hole.
there you
That's
I think I
right.
like that, actually.
That's how you're going to spend your 6 months, is just digging trenches everywhere. God. All right. Well, you guys have an
it's how I
idea?
can contribute.
Okay. You guys have an idea of what you want to do. Cool. So we'll start with Teku, because you want to get to the southwest of the city.
Yep.
It's dark. Do you want to activate night vision?
I probably would activate night vision.
Okay. Now there are street
Probably
lights on some streets, which means they can be particularly painful if you look up or something like that with night vision. Just so you're aware.
Yep.
But
I
if
would
you
also
activate your night vision,
use. Was it Alter Aura that functionally masks my ISP?
Alter Aura,
Slightly-
yeah, Alter Aura masks you as a psychic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would start with that just to avoid any potential dog boy or side stalker intervention.
Now they
Then go with
can also detect psychic powers in use, right?
well, night vision it is then. Because mind block will make that difficult, and not much point in going with anything else really.
All right. Are you going to use clairvoyance to try to get across the city or the town without?
Oh, I think that's also a great idea. Yes.
All right, let me just give a roll.
So I'm sorry,
here.
if we were discussing this at dinner, by the time
Well, it was
nightfall
breakfast.
comes around.
It was breakfast.
Oh, breakfast. So by the
Yeah.
time nightfall comes around, we're back to full ISP, right?
I would imagine so.
Okay. Good point to start.
And would Sir Luke and I have more SDC from the day?
No, not yet.
I'm
Not till the
maxed
next.
out.
Not till the next
Oh, you're
morning.
maxed out.
Not till the next
Why
morning.
do you why do you do things to make me suffer so?
Who?
Magnum.
Me?
Oh, well, I need to get across town, so we're gonna. Oh, not 20. It's gonna be next to impossible. Well, now I need to sneak my way across town. I'm gonna use clairvoyance, and yeah, I'm gonna bottom roll this for you. You have fun.
All right, so there you are, and you have night vision. You make your way out into
Okay.
the streets, and yes, clairvoyance. You are making use of that. Do you also have any other skills like streetwise or anything like that?
Oh, that's a great question. I would doubt it, but I do have prowl.
Yeah, prowl will work. Detect ambush is another good skill. Things like that.
I actually have streetwise. No, I don't think I do. Yeah, I've got prowl, and that'll be about it.
All right, give it a toss.
Are there any situational modifiers you'd like to surprise me with?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
So
Oh,
any
sorry, I do
opportunity
have
at making
streetwise.
your way across town without being noticed
Yeah.
is foiled.
Streetwise is a lower success rate anyway, so that probably
That's a
wouldn't help.
separate skill, though. Prowl is you
Okay.
being quiet. Streetwise is you kind of thinking about the territory and using it to your advantage.
Okay. So would I be throwing for both?
Yep. You could prowl while you streetwise.
Apparently I can't.
Apparently, it is your destiny.
Yes.
All right. You make your way across town, and what you run into is which? Which do you run into?
It's impressive that out of 3 rolls I could make exactly 0 of them.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, there we go.
Flying overhead, as you're moving along, skulking along in the streets, trying to stay out of the street lights in there, you exit out an alley and dart across a street when a spotlight from above in the sky and the roar of jets basically shoots down on you, right? The spotlight just thump, illuminates you. And yeah, you can hear jets kick up coming at you. What would you like to do there, Senate?
Turn off his brain.
Well, he's got a spotlight. There's a light above me. I might try and turn those things off with.
That is the light above you, is the spotlight.
Oh, is the spotlight?
Yeah.
Is he within range for? Well, I should say, how far away is he?
What's the range on what you're trying to do? I can tell you whether he's in range.
I mean, if I were to turn his brain off, I'm not sure exactly what the range is. It's been a little while. Let's see.
Biomanipulation?
Yes, that's 160 feet.
If he's not within 160 feet, he will be soon if he's coming in at you.
Okay. So then, if he's out of range, I will probably try and get into cover. He is in range. Just hit him with that.
All right. Let's see how far away he is. Let's try a /R. There you go. He is 190 feet. So, ish. Around there. He's coming toward you.
Yeah. So I will try and dive into cover to lose that spotlight.
Okay, so you dive back into the alley. Who else is moving across town at night? Godric, you were looking around for things.
I think I was planning on moving across town.
All right. Do you have any sort of spotlight or, streetwise or detect ambush or anything like that that can help you navigate across town?
I have camouflage. So
Camouflage
maybe just putting
is for...
on stuff that's all... Yeah, but I'm assuming if I'm
you could
putting
use
on,
some
like,
grease.
all dark clothing and things and...
Yeah, I'll let you roll that to see if that helps you avoid detection. Sure.
Okay. And then can I also use my... I also have night vision.
Yeah, it's on automatically. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just help me spot anything.
Yeah. So
So
you...
close.
Yeah, you paint yourself up and the like, but a short spherical shadow moving across the city streets is not nearly as as unnoticeable as you hoped it would be. But
Fair.
any other stuff like streetwise or anything like that?
Nope, no streetwise. It's all of me is machines,
Okay.
computers. Language, I can read the signs if there's street signs. I doubt it.
Cool. All right. And so you make your way across town, and a guy who's dressed for kind of rangering, he's walking with another guy like him. Again, they go in pairs. And they see you there and they say, "Hey, stop!" And they will start moving toward you. Sir Luke and Portland, you guys are traveling together?
Yep.
This is accurate.
All right. What are you guys doing to make your way across town without being noticed?
I am prowling.
I was going to turn on my invisibility before I got out the door.
Okay. Cool.
I'm already pre-invisied.
Yeah, you've activated invisibility. Are you... do you guys have streetwise or... in addition
I
to
do
prowl?
not.
What's streetwise? No, I guess
Skill.
not, no.
Okay. So, Sir Luke, you can roll your prowl.
All right. Let's see if we are all going to be consistently in not doing this because... where's my prowl? Sorry, I can't find it. Here it is. Okay. Come on, no whammies. Of course I failed. We all fail.
Hey!
We all fail.
All right. And so, one of the mercenaries wearing Bushman armor is walking alongside a full conversion Borg. And yeah, they say, "Stop right there. Don't move." Yeah. So that is kind of what we have here. is this really big setup where we have, I'm going to group it a little bit differently. We've got your attempts at getting across town like so. Move that over a little bit. And there's Senate, and there's Gotrek there with his two guys, like that. And so that is kind of the setup that we're going to have as we move in. We'll have 3 different groups with that we can kind of shift between. What we're going to do is we're going to get set up for next time, because our hour is almost up here. So if we...
Oh,
yeah.
time flies when you're having fun.
Well, when you're planning took a lot of time.
Yes,
So
it did take a long time. Actually.
our viewers may have this be playing on like double speed, but still, it can't all be action. And let's see. All right, so we're gonna add these guys to our list. All right. And we're going to see where the dice fall. If you guys can each select your tokens and give me a roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
I bet I'm going last.
No, that's me.
Because their rolls have been so good lately.
Oh. I'm actually faster than Gotrich.
Of course you're faster than Gotrek.
I'm usually pretty slow.
Everyone is faster.
Listen,
Am I under the
my
effects of
initiative is
Sixth
quite
Sense?
slow,
Yeah,
usually.
definitely. Your sixth sense would have gone off.
Jesus.
Wow, I'm faster than Sir Luke. That is.
Oh my
my
God. Oh my
I'm faster than everyone.
God.
I'm faster than everyone.
Why is this sucking so much? Like, why can't the dice gods be nice to us once?
Nice to me. I'm faster than everyone. bitch.
You guys kill me, man. This is not
I
my
don't know.
fault.
Proceed. No,
This
no,
is
no.
not
Just
my
proceed
fault.
with the 20s. Don't softball it.
Just
start throwing
fill
the
it in.
20s.
That's all you want me to do?
Just
Yeah,
throw
that's
it.
my
Pretty
well.
much. You're going to
Yep.
throw a 20, a 19, 18.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Begin the PC deletions. Just do it.
4 20s in a row.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
I wouldn't
All right.
actually. I'm
Neither
not
would
even
I.
joking.
Nope.
Not even joking.
I mean, let's be real.
So-
With their bonuses, they're going to be over 20.
Ooh, that was close. Oh, wow. Okay.
These dice
okay.
have double digits on them.
I got double digits.
So those two guys have that. And let's see what we've got here.
Oh, those are the 2 guys that I was that are after me. Well, I mean, go figure.
Lucky you.
And we'll group them with you. There we go. We'll put these guys into groups here. Let's take a look at...
There it
Oh,
is.
there's the 20.
There we go.
That's
That's what we were looking for.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's
should
what it
be...
looks like.
Yeah, not the... There we go. And the headhunter got a 14. I don't understand how you guys can roll so bad all the time.
On
understand
behalf
you
of the
can
people
roll
that
so
you
well
rolled
so often.
for and bottom rolled, it's not just us.
I think so. It's all you. I think so. And the last one. There we go. Not the highest roll, but still higher than Senate.
Precisely what it needed.
Yeah.
Perfectly balanced.
All
That's
right.
Things should be.
Yeah, so that's where we're going to start our 3 independent combats when we come back next time. We'll start Gotrek and the Wilderness Scouts, Senate and the Triax X10 Predator, and the full conversion Borg and Headhunter against Portland and Sir Luke. Senate, though, you do have Sixth Sense, so I'm going to give you the opportunity to do some preparatory stuff. It went off. What would you have done before the spotlight shone on you and you heard the engines?
Probably would have thrown armor up just as a general
Yeah,
catch-all.
cool. So you can take the ISP off for that. What's the MDC on your armor?
Psychic body field, 30 ISP, 10 per level, so 50.
Cool. There you go. You will have some armor on. Cool. Any other stuff that you might need to do?
Given the speed that they move, I don't know that I would have gotten a whole lot else. I mean, getting into cover wasn't an option, so...
Yeah, your attempts at hiding and such and being unnoticed kind of we dealt with before. So, yeah. Cool. All right. Nothing else to prime?
No, not really. I mean,
Okay, cool. All right, then that is where we will leave it off for now. Thank you all for joining us as we planned out what we were going to do. But, again, not everything can be action.
Standard style, the wheels fell
Dice
off immediately.
giveth, the dice taketh away.
No, the dice
No,
just take
I was
it
just
away.
going to, they
Don't
just seem
even-
to take, they take
Well,
and
they
take
give
and
it.
take.
They give us the magnum. They taketh away from us.
Again, I didn't do it.
I don't
just
blame
pushed
you.
a
It's
button.
the dice. It's just.
I feel blamed.
It is what
I
it
feel
is.
blamed here.
Well, yeah, we were secretly blaming you. That's all good though.
Okay, cool. Well, we'll jump into combat. We'll do a little bit of mixed combat
If
here.
If it's any consolation at all, we wouldn't be in the position that we are in now if maybe Luke hadn't gotten into a fist fight with a crazy and then apparently smeared his brains all over the place because apparently that happened.
True. On that happy note, again, if you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to subscribe, hit subscribe. Leave comments down below. And, join us in our Discord. I'm Magnum Pi. I'm here with Teku, Golgotha, Vahilo, and Dark Templar. And we are Initiative Zero.